You remember 2012, right? The world was freaking out. Everyone was counting down to December 21st. We were told the Mayan calendar predicted the end of the world. There were insane movies of cities being destroyed. The news was pushing crazy theories, and literally the entire planet was waiting for it all to end. But what if I told you the Maya never said that? What if the biggest apocalyptic panic in history was all just one giant lie? They completely lied to you about 2012, and the real story is so much crazier. So, if the world didn't end, what was supposed to happen? To understand, we have to start with this one huge mistake everyone makes. The second you say the Mayan calendar, you're already wrong. They didn't have one calendar, they had a bunch of them working together. It's like this. You have a calendar for the year and a to-do list for the day. The Maya did the exact same thing, but on a totally insane level. They had the Tzolk'in, a 260-day calendar for religious stuff. Then the Hab, a 365-day calendar, just like ours, for farming. These two calendars worked together perfectly for 52 years. But the Maya were thinking way bigger than just 52 years. To track time over thousands of years, they used a third calendar, the long count, and this is the one that tricked the entire world. This calendar only went one direction, forward. It was basically a giant scoreboard counting every single day since a crazy long time ago, August 11th, 3114 BCE. The easiest way to think about it is like the mileage counter in your car. It just keeps going up and up and up. This calendar was split into cycles, with the biggest one being the Baktun, a whopping 144,000 days, which is almost 400 years. The entire 2012 panic happened because the 13th Baktun was about to end, finishing a great cycle that lasted over 5,000 years. So what did the Maya think would happen when this giant 5,000-year timer hit zero? Did they think everything would just explode? No, not at all. Think about it. When the mileage counter in your car rolls over, does your car blow up? Of course not. And for the Maya, the end of the calendar just meant it was time to start over. One massive cycle ended and the next one was starting. That's it. There is literally zero evidence the Maya ever said the world would end. In fact, scientists have found Mayan writing that talks about dates thousands of years in our future. This whole end of the world thing was completely made up by us. So if the Maya didn't predict the apocalypse, who did? How did this even start? Well, it was the perfect storm of mistakes and media insanity. It started with a few people in the 1900s making some bad guesses. But then some writers in the 70s and 80s came along and basically poured gasoline on the fire. And then the internet took over. Suddenly you had crazy theories about killer planets named Nibiru, giant solar flares, and the Earth's poles flipping over, all mixed together. And finally, Hollywood made blockbuster movies about it, which basically served this crazy idea to the entire world. It is insane how one mistake can literally cause the entire planet to panic. If you think that's crazy, hit that subscribe button right now, because we are always finding the truth behind these massive lies. So, what did the end of the calendar really mean to the Maya? It wasn't about destruction, it was a giant party. Finishing a 5,000-year cycle was a reason to celebrate. It meant one age was over and a new one was beginning. They would have thrown the biggest festivals ever. You see, they viewed time as a circle. An ending was never really an ending. It was always the start of something new. So the real story of 2012 isn't about a failed doomsday prediction. It's about how insanely smart this ancient culture was. Their calendar wasn't a warning, it was proof of how brilliant they were. They didn't predict the end of the world, they just showed us that every ending is just a new beginning. So be honest. Comment below if you actually believe the world was going to end in 2012. Thanks for watching.